Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Golden Ratio podcast. I am Jen, GR Mom, joined over distance by GR Dad.
Hi.
How's it going, GR Dad?
Good.
Excellent.
We should just not say joined over distance and let people guess.
Well, it's easy to guess because we're going to be joined over distance at least for another week after this, too. I don't get to come
You're
home
giving it
anymore.
all. How are people going to guess? I mean, that's not guessing if you tell them. God, you're so bad at this. It's a guess. It's a guess, but you can't just tell them. Ugh,
Interesting.
there's no fun in that.
Yeah.
Ugh,
All right. Do you want to start over? Should we start over?
Yeah, like we edit these things. No, it's fine.
Okay. The cocktail of the week this week is candy cane infused Malört. And oh man, you guys, is there some drama?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Step number 1. Ingo, did you get the candy canes that I put in the Instacart today?
I did.
Have you begun the candy cane Malört infusion?
No.
Okay, so we're going to take they're the little candy canes, right?
Yep.
Like 2 or 3 little
To hang
candy
on the tree.
canes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 or 3 little ones and put them in like one of the small ball jars, the little glass jars in the cabinet, and then fill it halfway with Malört. We don't want to waste any Malört, but we do need to infuse it. Oh, you're going to do it right now. This is the people can't see this, but I can do a live action. Ingo has left his office. He is moving through the house. He's approaching. Well, I can't tell where you are. Oh, he's got a bottle of Malört, holding it up proudly in front of the camera for me.
I'm very pleased with myself with my Malört.
Approaching the kitchen.
A ball jar. We could do it in a cocktail glass. Ball jar is better.
The jars are in the cabinet by the dog bowls.
What?
Remember we got those jars?
Just use one of these demerara sugar things. It's fine.
Because that's a quart, and you need a pint. Actually, that's a pint, and you need a half pint. You need a little one. There's a whole rack of them in next to the dog bowls. If you go in the pantry,
all right.
You can keep looking someplace else. But what you need, there's a whole rack of them in the pantry.
This is terrible content. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna release the video.
If I did this on the podcast, you'd be like, yawn. Ingo, blah,
wait, you're literally doing it on the podcast right now. Look at that half pint jar, that fresh half pint jar. Okay, unscrew that lid and into it place 3 candy canes. You can even do 4 candy canes if you want to.
Should I crush them or do they be taken out later, not to be crushed?
They will be taken out later. You could break them into smaller pieces and it will infuse faster.
Small. They're smaller than I thought.
Yes, because I got them so they would fit in that half pint jar that I had you get.
Oh, I see.
So you're going to have to take them out of the little cellophane and put them in there. Using the teeth. Did you just hurt your teeth trying to open those? You know, you can just push the end through and...
What? Get out.
New candy cane discoveries for Ingo. You can just push them right through the little package.
You can't eat one just because it fell down. It's not yours.
Vink's in the kitchen. Vink's very hungry. We will continue to talk about that. Okay, so now you got to take 3 of those candy canes and put them in the jar.
Head down or head up? What do you think?
Doesn't break them in half. Smush them. They want to be covered with Malört because
smush them is your that I was thinking smush them.
Oh, you got the scissors out. I mean, this is also. Yeah, I don't think you need to bang on them with a hammer, but you could break them into more pieces because more surface area means faster infusion.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fine.
All right. Now
what? Pour and cover?
Cover with Malört.
Fill the thing?
I mean, just until the candy canes are covered. I don't think we need to bring it all the way to the top. Halfway. That'll give us a couple shots. That's great. Good. Screw that lid back on. Okay. The fans of the pod cannot see you gesturing quite effectively at the Malört.
I want this to have commercial value.
All right, I'm definitely going to release it. Yes, make sure you put the lid and then the ring on. You got to pick up that lid and put it on first.
I got it. The ring was no good. All right, here we go.
All right, tighten it down and then give it a good shake. And then we're going to let that sit until I come home in 2 days and then we'll try it. Yeah. All right, you guys, we're making good. Candy cane infused Malört. So let me tell you guys about why we're doing this.
I was going to say that the drink itself seems pretty straightforward, Jen. What's the big deal?
So
They'll say.
Malört has released they release like special holiday versions of Malört, and they, for example, had a turkey flavored one for Thanksgiving, and they are releasing candy cane flavored Malört for Christmas. Candy cane infused Malört. So here's the problem. Malört puts up a post that's like, "Hey, candy cane Malört. How about that, you guys?" And then this bar in Chicago, um, Nisi Lounge, puts up a post, quote tweeting them, and says, "Look, Malört, we've sat quietly while you built your brand this fall, copying our infusions and selling them as house bottles at CH at a filthy profit without crediting us. But this is fucking bullshit. Quit stealing our mixology ideas without attribution." So they're like, we did candy cane infused Malört first. Now, Nisi Lounge infuses all kinds of Malört. They have baseball infused Malört. There's like a big ass jar behind the bar full of baseballs and then
Oh my
covered
God,
in
really?
Malört. Yes. I think from
Ew,
the Cubs World Series run. It's like
ew.
when they did it. Um, Malort's not good, right? I mean, I actually like it just fine,
Yeah,
but
me too.
uh they infuse it with all kinds of crazy crap. It is a thing at the Nisi Lounge that they've got all kinds of Malort infusions. And so they're like, we came up with candy cane infused Malort. And for like a week, they've been providing the receipts, going back in their Twitter feed back to 2016, being like, look, here's where we had candy cane infused Malort. And at some point, Malort puts out a statement. I'm just going to have to like go read it. All right. So Nisi Lounge raises this. They're like, this is fucking bullshit. And then everybody's like, yeah, this is bullshit. Like, you should at least give them credit. And so then a couple days later, Malort puts out this statement and it says, "Our sincere apologies to all the bartenders, bars, and other good folks who are OG originators of infused Malort. In our rush to do good, we missed acknowledging those who came before us in the quest to make Malort worse. Our seasonal flavored Malort series has been a charitable fundraiser since day one, with every penny of profit earmarked for charitable donations. Since starting on October 1st, more than $45,000 has been raised, with more to come. Thank you to all the Malort fans who made this possible, and sorry again for failing to acknowledge anyone who has infused Malort before we did. Sincerely, Jepson's Malort." So,
Huh.
Ingo, what was or was not present in that post?
We're sorry. Or the name Nisei.
Yeah, and everybody's like,
Actual
"Oh,
acknowledgement.
apologies, apologies for not crediting Nisi Lounge and continuing to not credit Nisi Lounge." Right?
Yeah,
They're
there's a
like,
real drama there.
"Huh, we didn't credit some bartenders. Sorry about that." And it's like, are you gonna credit the bartenders? No. The answer is no, they're not. Um, so Nisi Lounge has just been on a fucking tear, like every day, sometimes multiple times, like posting harassing posts at Malort, being like, "Look, here's where we came up with it this time. Oh, here's another year that we had it.
Oh
Here's
no.
other infusions that we had. That would be real nice if you'd like give us some credit for that." They like painted like spray painted on a piece of plywood and put it out in front of their bar, "Candy cane infused Malort, invented here 2016." And it's like up on the front, like a ratchet ass spray painted sign. They're like, "Yes, we do our own sign work." So it's this great drama, pitting this bar. And look, I mean, is it the most creative idea to put candy canes in Malort? I totally believe that like two people could have come up with the idea simultaneously without stealing from each other. At the same time, like, what's it gonna hurt Malort to be like candy cane infused Malort? Like, it's true. Like they've had it at this bar since 2016. Like we came up with it independently, but good on them for making cool Malort. But no,
Yeah, I think, and there's a whole corporate history where
move that
Jeff's.
mic closer to your mouth, Ingo.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's a whole corporate history there where this isn't like the original Jepson's company anymore, and this is a company that wasn't even in Chicago, and they moved back to Chicago, right? It's a whole thing.
So anyway, there's an Eater article,
Ooh.
yes, about this. So Chicago Eater has a whole thing. We'll link it in the show notes.
Drama.
Yeah, major Malört drama. So we are
Oh,
inspired by Nisi Lounge and doing our own candy cane infused Malört, which we will try next week.
man, Malort is getting a lot of airplay.
Yep, there you go. It's time for Administrative Corner.
Ooh, I love Administrative Corner.
Excellent. You can order books and calendars through the bio links if you want any of those things.
I already have.
Yes, you have. You don't have to order any more of
Oh,
them.
you mean you in terms of the yes? Okay, everyone else. Fine,
One
fine,
who
fine.
is listening may order those things
All
if they would
y'all
like them.
can
All
also
y'all
yes.
can order books and calendars through the links. Um, yeah, the Vodeses continue to arrive. Plushy Vodeses
Yep.
cause chaos. And then, as I have mentioned in previous podcasts, people now like to send me upsetting foods, specifically Ingo upsetting foods, normally candle foods. And so, friend of the squad, Sarah, sent me a vintage one today. And it says, "You'll start a whole new holiday tradition." And then it's got a truly disturbing picture.
What even is it?
It is Well, let me just read you the ingredients. It says, "You'll start a whole new holiday tradition." And then it's got this big giant, it's like a magazine, full page magazine ad, big giant picture that takes up like 2/3 of the page. And underneath it says, dot, 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 "Serve cranberry candles as your salad." Now, this is a Hellman's mayonnaise ad.
Ugh.
So here are the ingredients to make these candles. And it looks like the way that these were made is that you took like a highball glass and you put these following ingredients into it, and then you turned it upside down onto a plate with a bed of lettuce, and then there's a wick in it that's on fire. So the ingredients to make the candle part, and this makes several candles, is a 1 pound can of Ocean Spray whole cranberry sauce. That's the jiggly kind that goes like
Okay.
out of the can.
Has the ridges. Mm-hmm.
You got the ridges. So you need a 1 pound can of Ocean Spray cranberry sauce, a 3 ounce package of red, yellow, or orange fruit flavored gelatin, a true classic of 50s, 60s, and 70s style food.
But it has to be fruit flavored. It can't even be Okay, fair enough.
They don't want unflavored, so I like that it could be
Sure.
red flavored, like whatever flavor you want. So you got
Yeah.
cranberry sauce, you got fruity gelatin, a cup of boiling water, that's for the gelatin, quarter teaspoon, 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/4, it's hard to see, a tablespoon of lemon juice. All right, so far we've got Jello with cranberries, which like I'm not a Jello fan, but it's not too upsetting yet.
Yep.
And then now we get to upsetting. Half a cup of Hellman's mayonnaise,
Eat what? Ugh.
an apple or an orange peeled and diced, and a quarter cup of walnuts.
Wait, an
So
apple or an orange? We don't care.
just put some fruits in there along with your cran whatever. It's
Ugh.
also like fruit flavored gelatin. They've prescribed more about the colors than the flavors.
Cranberries. I know. Now it's got mayonnaise glopped in it, though.
So you heat up your cranberry sauce and you strain out the cranberries. Because this is like now why they tell you to use whole cranberry sauce if you're gonna strain out the cranberries. I don't know. Then you dissolve the gelatin in the juice from the cranberries. You put in the salt and the lemon juice, and then you chill that until it's thickened enough to mound slightly when dropped from a spoon. Which, like, just picture that texture of jello. And
Glop.
then you're going to beat in the mayonnaise with a rotary beater till light and fluffy. Then you fold in the cranberries and the other fruits and the nuts. You divide them into 6 ounce fruit juice glasses and you chill for 4 hours. Then you slurp them out of the glasses. They call it unmolding, but it's where you go out of the glasses.
Okay, okay. Not with your mouth. You just
Yeah, you
flip
just
them.
shake them out. And
Yeah.
then it says garnish with real mayonnaise to taste. So I guess like smear a little mayo on the top there, maybe.
Wait, what? Ugh.
Yeah, and then it says to flame, cut thin birthday candles in half to shorten. Insert into the tops of cranberry candles and light. So you just basically jam a birthday candle in there and light it on fire. And then you get the cranberry candle, which is to be served as your salad course at your holiday meal. And it says, "This is no
Ugh.
place for second best. This is the place for Hellman's."
You've made. Ugh. Does mayonnaise curdle? I mean, it can't be good mixing mayonnaise with cranberry gloop. It just
You
sounds
beat that mayo
wrong,
into the gelatin.
wrong-headed. It just sounds. Plus, putting the birthday candle in there is cheating because the wax will burn, right?
Yes, I think you're not supposed to let it burn for all that long. It just and the thing is, it doesn't
Burning
look.
mayonnaise sounds really bad. Like if I could think of a bad smell, it might. I think
Oh
burning
yeah.
mayonnaise would be one of them. That's
Hmm.
gross.
We do
Guys,
make
not everything can be a candle.
no. This
Jeez.
is really bad. We do make homemade, and by we I mean I make homemade garlic mayonnaise at home, which is fucking delicious.
Yeah, but not on fire.
No, I would never light that on fire.
And you don't put cranberry in it. I mean, this is not normal. don't
I
try to
used to.
don't try to normalize this
What
crap.
is the sandwich that I used to make with the blowtorch? That I would use that
Grilled cheese.
I would use the garlic mayo in that. I wouldn't light that on fire. What would I torch in that sandwich? That was a delicious sandwich that
I
I would
mean, you did
torch.
a mean grilled cheese with the flame. You're just like this panini press is too complicated. I'm just freaking
That's
torching
not
it now.
true. I don't think a panini press is at all complicated.
Well, but fire is cooler.
That I mean,
You were
that's
you
true.
were flaming grilled cheese sandwiches for a while, and they were delicious.
Well,
They
anyway,
may have been you were flaming whatever. I mean, you just had blowtorch will travel. You were just
okay.
like,
I see
I'm gonna flame them.
your memory is blinded just by my blowtorch, which is reasonable, but
That's
we're not
pretty
making
awesome.
progress on remembering the thing that I made, but that's
Yeah, I
okay.
think in one kitchen cabinet we have the blowtorch, and in the other one we have the fire extinguisher.
That's true.
Huh. Hmm.
Hey, I've never lit anything on fire that I didn't intend to.
That's a big qualifier at the end there. All right, all right. Fine, fine.
It's time for dog updates.
Yes, it is. Well, yes. Reluctantly, I leave administrative corner, but happily, I leave the idea of burning mayonnaise. Blech.
So Vink had her first chemo treatment this week. Her lymph nodes were even before the treatment shrunk back down to normal size, and her blood work is all good. That's a result of the anti-cancer shot that she got when I took her to the vet last week. Um, so she was kind of in remission, maybe, but you still have to do the chemo. So she had her first chemo infusion this week. And you took her up to Miami along with feta cheese, and I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, I mean, they were both pretty good little travelers. Venk gets this thing when she realizes that one of us is going out to the car, she'll get all excited and want to go in the car.
But she doesn't actually
I
like riding in the car. She
No,
just
she
wants to get
immediately
in.
regrets it and is just like, oh, this actually sucks. She doesn't lie down, like she doesn't seem terribly comfortable. I mean, I put her in the way back, so she was kind of gone the whole trip. So I brought Feta for what the heck,
Moral support.
moral support. And since I was going to be gone for 7 or 8 hours, I was like, Feta, you can come with me. You're little. And Feta's a great little traveler. It's just so much easier having those two than Remy, because Remy, if you crinkle a thing in the front seat, Remy's head comes like
Yeah.
snaking over your shoulder and is like, "Are we eating? Are we eating something? What can we eat? I want something to eat." So with Feta, if I like eat an apple, she doesn't even it doesn't trigger anything for her yet. Or
Yeah.
if I'm whatever eating chips in the front seat, which I or not or combos even, she's happy to eat some, but she doesn't come leaping over the seat. And so it was a fine drive. We got there at like 2:30. Very familiar place. It's the same place that Remy has been going to for a year and a
Same
half now.
doctor.
Also the same doctor, although I never saw the doctor. Venk gets taken back, examinized. The doctor called you because that's the number they have. And then I was walking Feta at the time. I took Feta to the dog park. There's a little dog park there, like
Right next to
AstroTurf,
it.
tennis balls lying around, good quality tennis balls.
She had the whole place to
Uh,
herself.
yeah, it was great. It was fun. She was nervous at first, but then she got more and more confident, which is great. I want
Yep.
I want her to learn to be confident. Um, yeah, and I think Venk did well. I think she tested well. Like her blood values were okay going in.
Yeah,
And
before they
yeah,
give the
well,
chemo, they do like a whole set of blood work to make sure like all the levels are at the place that they can be so that they can give them chemo. And that's when the vet called to be like, hey, all the blood values look good, so we're going to go ahead and do it. um, and then that's it. Then they give her back to you. They, they do this week is an infusion. I think next week may be pill based because you change drugs every week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'm learning a lot, right? Like, I mean, I know we have friends of the squad who've had experience with chemo, um, but I had never had any experience with it, and I was talking to our vet about it, and she's like, it is, those chemicals are so nasty. She said some of them you have to wear, like, full protective gear. You always have to wear gloves. Some of them you're not allowed to breathe in. Some of them are radioactive. You can't just throw them away. You can't just store them in the fridge. The whole thing is, it's so fraught. Oh, we got a note saying for 72 hours after the treatment, Venk's poop might be poisonous
And her pee.
and her pee. So it's just like, wow. I mean, it hasn't glowed in the dark. I'm a little disappointed,
Our
but it's almost
typical
like that.
Yeah, our typical yard pickup strategy is like one or two passes through a day, as opposed to like when everybody goes out, like trying to keep track of who's doing what where. We just like make full passes through the yard a couple times a day. But that strategy has had to change now that there's like poison in Vink's poop, just in case somebody. We don't really have a lot of poop eaters, but
Nah,
occasionally it'll happen. Remy, occasionally I've caught him eating poop. And so we want to
Remy's a
make sure.
weird little dude.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. So we got to do instant pickup for Vink now.
Yep. Yep. But it would be cooler if it glowed in the dark, and then it'd also be easier to pick up. But no,
Both of those things are true.
alas, it's not.
Yeah.
But it's
So,
nasty. I mean, the chemo stuff is, um, you know, it kills cancer cells. So it's got to be really nasty. So
yep.
I'm learning a lot, and I don't like it. But she seemed to have tolerated it well. She was good on the drive home. She seems a little bit more spent today, like a little more listless. This is the day after driving up and back, and so maybe for the next couple of days she'll be little beat down. But she still bounces for dinner. She's still eating and doing all the things that check the boxes. She was playing with Feta a little bit, but I think it was more because Feta wouldn't get out of her face rather than her seeking out Feta.
Yeah. And she's kind of hungrier than normal, but that's probably I actually asked the vet about it. I mean, we were expecting it because she's on prednisone, which makes you very hungry and thirsty. And but she's getting tapered off the prednisone, right? It's like a month that's she's been on the highest dose and it's tapering down.
Yep.
So hopefully her intense hunger will go away. But I was like, do we need to be aware of her weight? Like, I don't want her to be hungry, right? Can we just like feed her a little extra? And she's like, sure. She's like, you might also try adding in some carrots or green beans. And, that could help. And I was like, carrots and green beans. Interesting. Never
What
thought
an I
about that.
what a I know what a breakthrough.
I was
Carrots.
like, oh, okay, good.
Wow.
Carrots. Got it.
I should have said what I should have said is, I guess you don't follow us on the internet.
But she's doing okay. And so hopefully, like the hunger whining that she's doing, we are giving her more food, but hopefully that will also decrease as her prednisone decreases.
Yeah, she walks into the kitchen and just kind of looks around like she's in pain.
And she
It's
goes,
like,
meow, meow, meow.
Pink, it's fine.
Yeah.
Which occasionally she used to do when we left the treat jar open because she could smell it, but now she does it kind of unprovoked.
She's definitely the best smeller of the squad.
She she's a good smelling dog.
All right. Any other dog updates you want to add?
Feta is still doing well,
Her head is
growing.
too small for her body,
Her body has now outpaced her head. That's absolutely true. She's got a bit of a funnel going where the butt is the biggest part of her. But she's learning. She's very ball focused, like Guac. Like, she's
but she
very
does like to play more. Guac doesn't like to engage with anybody, but
That's
Feta does.
true. But Feta also likes to scramble after the ball like Guac, so
Mm-hmm.
she's got both going.
Yep.
But she and Remy have a real good thing going.
They do.
Remy's really into it. When Remy gets rambunctious, he loves playing with Feta.
Yep. Guac's good.
Um,
Brody's good.
No escapos in the last week. I think we've figured out when Feta starts getting bored and wandering, and we can kind of shut it down. So knock on wood.
Yep.
And
Okay, we're done
also
with
the
dog updates.
steak neighbor's not there, so
Yep. You're
that's
just
easier.
saying things that aren't happening now. We're moving on.
Okay, go on.
Okay, great. It's time for
Why don't you
ramblings.
talk more about mason jars? No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go on.
Okay. Um, this is an article that I came across with the headline. It actually was a news report. I have the transcript of it. And the headline is Canine bites cow. Deputy tases canine. Cow kicks deputy. Okay. So this actually happened. I snoped it. It happened.
Oh my God, it's the circle of life, Jen.
So this is kind of the transcript from the news report. A strange moment in Georgetown. A deputy was hurt when his canine attacked a cow. According to the sheriff's office, the deputy was spotting reports of a burglary. While on the scene, a cow distracted the dog, which then led to the dog biting the cow. The deputy tased his canine to get him to let go of the cow, and during that time, the cow then struck the deputy and the property owners. Everyone is expected to be okay.
Become ungovernable.
Investigators say there was actually no burglary happening either. So there you go.
Everyone just settle down. I
So I
can't
thought
believe
that
he
was
tased
good.
his own dog.
I guess
What
the
the what
dog's
the
like latched
Ugh.
onto the cow, hurting the cow that wasn't doing a damn thing. You got to get the dog to let
Clearly
go.
there's a real breakdown here in that relationship. That dog's never gonna like that guy again.
Wow.
I mean, maybe he shouldn't if he's tasing dogs.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. It's time for Taste of the Keys.
Okay.
I guess the big story from the Keys this week, which is not really a funny story, is that we lost our power for a little bit a
No,
couple
it's
days ago.
dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't notice it because it happened like kind of small hours of the morning, but we woke up and saw that the power had gone out, and so it turns out that there was a crash at mile marker 21, so just a few miles up the road from us. They're like doing construction, so there's these like Jersey barriers that like divert traffic kind of out of the main lane and into like the center turn lane, and then one lane shifts over. So it's you got to slow down to go through it. And as we've mentioned, it's extremely dark here at night. Like there's basically no street lights in the Keys, at least in the lower Keys. The road is not illuminated. So if you're driving down here at night, you're just like your headlights in a road and then like the ocean on either side.
Yeah.
There's
It's like a
no light anywhere.
puddle of light and then real dark.
Yeah. And so they've got these Jersey barriers that are kind of up in the middle of the travel lane, and they were not illuminated. They didn't have any lights on them, and a semi crashed into them. The guy died, which was terrible, but there was a big fire, and it took out the power lines, and so everybody south of there lost their power for an hour or so.
Yeah. I was awake because Feta had, sometimes I get this little head right by my face. And she's like, take me out. Take me out. And I noticed the power go out.
Mm,
And then I was like, well, time to go back to bed.
yep.
Nothing I can do about it. Hope it's not too hot outside. Yeah.
Yep.
And I
Um,
know, and they're very good at restoring power, even under these. Like that thing exploded and was burning for a while.
yep.
It was a big fiery crash, as they say.
Keys Energy is a great energy
They
company.
do a really good job. I gotta say,
Did I
having
tell
lived
you
in
I met them once? I was like giving a talk to a public power association. I've done a bunch of talks for like public power associations. I was in Austin and I was like, yeah,
yeah,
I live in the Keys. And then this group of like four people in the back were like, woo. And I was like, oh my God, is it Keys Energy? I love you guys. And they're like, yay. So we had a little like love fest. I was like, you guys are the best.
they are. I mean, they've got the hardened masts, and they do repairs from helicopters, and I mean they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta say, among the power company nerds, I'm sure they're the cool guys at the party.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for German word of the week.
All right. It's another insult.
Okay.
Teletubby Zurückwinker.
All right. Teletubby. Say the last part. Zurück.
Zurückwinker.
Vinca. Oh, a person who waves back at the Teletubbies. Teletubbies
Yes.
wave at you and they wave back. Oh, I'm
Yes.
so proud of myself with that
It's
one.
so. I mean, it's not terribly offensive, but it would be kind of a dumb person to be like, "Hey, hi, Bobo or whatever their names are, Poe,"
Do they
and
have names? God, I didn't even know that.
oh, they definitely have names and they have little characteristics.
Oh,
There's
I just know they're colored different.
Winky and Poe and Lala and I don't know,
Huh.
Boinky. Yeah.
Boinky.
All right, I'm getting way out of my comfort zone here, but we watched it a little bit when my daughter was little. I found it kind of disturbing and dystopian. They
Yeah.
drink like they eat like there's like this thing that extrudes goo, which is what they eat,
Oh no.
and it's like pink.
Oh
It's very
no.
soylent pink kind of thing. That like
Gross.
I know the whole thing is very bizarre. They're clearly aliens, and they're probably evil, or the whole thing's a drug-induced hallucination. I mean, that
Well,
was
yeah.
always an explanation that was being floated.
Man.
But kids kind of love it because it's predictable and bright and kind of slow.
Huh.
And yes, they wave. Ah.
And then you're not supposed to wave back, I guess.
It just doesn't. It's like the people who applauded a movie. It just doesn't really do much. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for Ingo Corner, where you can say whatever you want and I won't stop you.
You know what's happening?
What?
We're getting Christmas cards in the P.O. box, and I'm very excited. These are paper Christmas cards, and I love paper communication.
Yes, you do.
So things are great. It's going to get like the trips to the UPS store are going to get more and more exciting. It's excellent.
I'm
It's
very
just
happy for you.
excellent. So I hope everyone's holiday season is starting out well because mine's starting out excellent.
Ingo does get legit excited when there's stuff in the P.O. box.
Oh, it's like Christmas for the whole year, but also at Christmas it's like Christmas.
It's like extra like Christmas at Christmas. We get a
Oh,
lot of
it's the
mail.
special Christmas. No kidding. I love getting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
good.
thanks everyone. It's appreciated.
Anything else you want to add in your corner?
No, I don't. I thought that was pretty good.
That was great. Okay, so we're
Jeez,
done. Thanks,
what do you want
everybody.
from me?
Thanks, everybody, so
Go back.
much for listening. And until next time, Slava Ukraini, and don't bite anyone unless they ask you to.
I'm so much more brave when you're like, 1,000 miles away.
Yes,
When
you
you're
are.
next to me on the couch, I'm much better behaved. Bye.
Bye.